This offseason, the Houston Rockets flipped the switch in a big way. They successfully landed a superstar, Kevin Durant. They also re signed two veterans, Fred VanVleet and also Steven Adams, to key contracts that balance their winning now with their future flexibility. Today, we're going to break down each of the moves, examine why they matter, what it means for the Rockets' title chase. Kevin Durant trade. On June 22nd, the Rockets executed a blockbuster trade for Kevin Durant at 36. Was traded from Phoenix for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and a number 10 overall pick, plus 5 second-round picks, which is huge. Durant still averaging an impressive 26.6 points, 6 rebounds, 4.2 assists across 62 games on 52.7% field goal and 43% from the three-point line. He just had one remaining year on his deal, earning him $54.7 million for the 25-26 with extension talks that pretty much are penciled into this conversation. Durant also brings elite scoring, 2 MVPs, 2 championships, 15 All-Star selections. He's reuniting with Ime Udoka and also key staff, giving them both emotional and strategic, limitations. And instantly, Houston shifts from rebuilding to contending. The trade signals are all there. The Rockets are just not playing around anymore. I feel like also them having Fred VanVleet re-upping with Houston on a 2-year deal, $50 million for a 26-27 player option, turning down that one prior to the 44.9 player option that he had. Why that matters for them, I feel like that's a cap strategy. They get to renegotiate. The Rockets created a space for Kevin Durant for that $54.7 million salary this year. Fred VanVleet is 31 years old, averaging 14 points, 5.6 assists, and 3.7 rebounds for 60 games in the playoffs. He also had a productive playoffs, and especially late in series, he was very clutch for them on the court. Fit Durant taking more of the scoring responsibility will help VanVleet out, and he can focus on distribution and controlling the pace, making the offense a lot smoother and less turnover prone. I feel like at times Fred had a lot on his plate, so he's the scorer and distributor, and so this helps a lot. Just it was essential for them. I feel like it was a smart move to bring in the scoring, and of course, the big other extension that they made was Steven Adams. He signed a 3-year, $39 million fully guaranteed extension. He brings the size and physicality. Adams is going to be a force on the boards, sets elite screens, defense and energy. He's going to be a rotational anchor, especially needed in key matchup situations. He's a veteran presence. He can stabilize the young roster with his grit and leadership. I feel like he's going to be amazing for the front court depth behind Şengün, and he keeps kind of that tone setter mentality for them. I feel like all these moves synergize really, really well for this team. They don't just exist on their own. I feel like they complement each other. Durant brings that elite scoring and spacing. Fred VanVleet makes that playmaking happen and keeps the structure of the team. Adam locks down the defense and the depth. Together, I feel like they've got a reinforcement core of Durant, Fred VanVleet, Şengün, Whitmore, Adams. Also, they're balancing star power with some savvy vets and some young talent. Enough depth. We haven't seen this much depth for Kevin Durant in a long time. So I feel like Houston didn't mortgage its future, and they also retained a bunch of picks. They still have a lot of key young pieces, avoided salary cap. Everyone's afraid of that second apron right now. So I feel like that's a rare kind of build that they have going on right now. They're kind of an immediate contender without really sacrificing a lot of that future flexibility, because they can still do a lot even if Kevin Durant decides to retire in a year or two. I feel like that's still really good for them. I guess the outlook, final thoughts for me is here's what you should expect. Expect 1 or 2 more possible bench additions, possibly a likely shooter, maybe a stretch 4 for them. Cap usage, they need to optimize that for now. Probably not make too much, big moves. Future roster flexibility should remain for them if they continue on this path. And the main thing for them is they got to stay healthy. They have a lot of injury guys. Chemistry is going to be big for them with Kevin Durant in the locker room. I feel like that'll be huge. But I still have them projecting as a top 4 seed with them, having this addition happen. After years of rebuilding, I feel like the Rockets are finally back with Durant, VanVleet, Adams all tied in together. Houston could be a surprise in the West, and they could even make a run at the title. Let me know what your thoughts are. Make sure you guys drop a like, and I'll bring you guys a bunch more content out here shortly, and peace out.